The most wonderful time of the year. Although, let's be honest, around the holidays, things really add up. But here's the good news. Only at Verizon, you can get a single line for $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So while ice skating for two is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. Gifts for your third cousins? Steep. A single line with Verizon? Not so steep. A real tree? Pricey. A single line with Verizon? Less pricey. Flights to see Mima and Pops? Those are up. A $50 per month single line? That's down. Even a trip to the Atlanta Holiday Market will cost you more. But with Verizon, you can switch and bring your phone for just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees. All this to say, during the holiday season, when everything is costing more, you can get more for less right now at a local Verizon store. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Welcome to Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast. Hey, it's JD here, back for another episode of the old Meeting Malcolmus podcast. A podcast where the goal was to go through every Pavement song, track by track, album by album, in chronological order, with the goal of better understanding the music of Pavement, and maybe for the chance to someday meet Malcolmus. Now, this whole journey turned into something I couldn't contain. And I ended up not only meeting Malcolmus, but meeting Spiral Stairs, and meeting Steve West, and meeting Mark Eibold, and meeting Spiral Stairs. Did I already say that? And of course, meeting Bob Nastanovich. I never did get the opportunity, although I interviewed the directors of the documentary, but I never did get to meet Gary Young. And today I learned that that is something that I will not get to do, as Gary Young has passed August 17th, 2023. He was just about 70 years old, if my math is correct. He was born in 53. Often said by bandmates that he had the easiest birthday to remember. He was 70, because his birthday was 5/3/53. So I'm not sure whether that's a May or a March birthday, but nevertheless, Gary Young is no longer with us. And this is a sad thing because, he had a hell of a run. He probably wasn't meant to live to 70 if you talk to people who know him. But there he was. And not only that, he got a film made about him, and it's a good documentary. If you haven't had the chance to see it, I encourage you to see it. It's very interesting, and it sheds some light on the early days of Pavement, and of course, Gary's involvement in that. And if you think about the output that Gary Young was involved with, he was involved with 3 EPs from either a recording or performing perspective, starting with Slay Tracks he recorded, and then of course Demolition Plot he actually played on, and Perfect Sound Forever he actually played on, and then of course Slanted and Enchanted, and then Watery Domestic. There are also tracks available on the Crooked Rain box set that are early Gary demos from the Crooked Rain sessions. So there's that. It's a sad day. But I suppose, death is meant to reflect and to celebrate as well the life that was lived. And he lived an interesting life, very interesting life. And I think his time in Pavement again, just a tremendous output. He certainly added some rigidity to the very loose sounding early Pavement with his tribal-like drums and some interesting patterns. If you think about the hi-hat in Summer Babe, for example, I always think about that because it sounds so cool the way he does it. And I'm not about to say he's a better drummer than Westy, but he's a more identifiable drummer. When you hear a Gary song, you know it's a Gary song in the Pavement oeuvre. And yes, Pete, I just said oeuvre again. So there's that. Let's listen to a track and we'll come back with his obituary. This is Plant Man by Gary Young on Meeting Malkmus, a Pavement podcast.
Man knows that the plants will grow. Plant man knows that the plants will grow. Plant man knows that the plants will grow. Plant man knows. Plant man. Plant man. Plant man. Plant man knows where the plants will go. Plant man knows that the plants will grow. Plants don't know when the plants will go. Plant man knows if the plants will grow. Plant man. Plant man. Plant man knows if the plants will grow. Plant man knows where the plants will grow. And the plants will know if the plant man knows. Plants will know if the plant man knows. He's the plant man. He's the plant man. He's the plant man. Shirts.
Garrett Allen Robertson Young put Pavement on the map. He recorded all of our records from Slay Tracks 7-inch through to the Watery Domestic EP. And he did it all in a garage, a studio called Louder Than You Think. Steven and Spiral knew him from the Stockton punk scene and got his phone number from the Yellow Pages. He made all of their early songs happen as he tried to grasp their youthful mayhem and make sense of it all. That he did. He was made to play drums in rock and roll bands. He came from the Keith Moon School of Drummers. It's an unofficial school, but Gary graduated from it with honors. We've had the great pleasure of seeing insanely talented drummers. He drummed very hard from a different planet despite being born and raised in Mamaroneck, New York on the easiest birth date ever to remember, 5/3/53. To us and all who knew him, he was a fearless fireball. His enthusiasm for playing live music was relentless and unrepentant. He was the best storyteller we've known and a unique judge of character. The things he experienced before we knew him blew our minds. Gary loved tension. He wanted to make people excited and anxious. He accomplished both. We embraced him and he taught us myriads of things that we never thought about. He was an educator. In many ways, we were his apprentices. Pavement has been an extremely fortunate endeavor from the start and somehow continues to be. Without Gary, many people would not have noticed us. In all the best ways, he was a freak show. He was magnetic. He was magical. He was dangerous. We could think of him as an uncle, an older brother that none of us had, but he was a rare breed called Gary, a.k.a. the Rotting Man. We loved his parents, Bob Young and Betty Quick, and on many occasions they looked after us. We all loved him, and it was life-changing to have a staggering weapon to play music with. Collectively, our hearts go out to Jerry Bernstein, Gary's wife, who was with him for nearly 50 years and kept him young, kept him going, and staying as vibrant as possible past the age of 70. Love you, Gary. We're sure you're doing handstands off the roofs, biting hi-hat cymbals, fake drowning at the bottom of your pool, and dodging rock glasses and police-fired bullets aimed at your head. Never fear. The Plant Man lives on every time Pavement steps on stage, and will continue to do so. That's Summer Babe from Slanted and Enchanted. That's the winter version. And it's a sad day in Pavement Land. So, give a hug to another Pavement fan, and God damn it. I will tell you that I've told you this story before, but I was working for Apple in California, in Cupertino, and Stockton was only a couple hours away, and Pavement was playing in Stockton while I was there, and I couldn't get anyone to go with me, and I was too fresh in California to do the drive by myself. I had only been there a couple weeks. By the end of the summer, I was driving to LA. I was driving all over the place, and I was very comfortable, and I would have absolutely went, and that would have been my chance to see Gary Young perform with Pavement back in the day, and I didn't do that, and that's something that I'll live with, and unfortunately, never get the chance to rectify. Share your Gary Young stories with me at jd@meetingmalcolmist.com. I would love to hear them. I know there's a whack out there. I've heard many at this point, even without asking. But let's share some, and maybe I can do a secondary episode with some shared Gary feedback, some notes from Gary, and we'll go from there. Let me know if you've watched the documentary, what you thought, and what you thought overall. That's what I've got for you this week. Hope you're well. Be good. And wash your fucking hands. Meeting Malcolmist is a weekly affair and is a production of Dover Podcasts and Such. Rate, review, share, and sponsor at meetingmalcolmist.com. Connect with JD at jd@meetingmalcolmist.com. And hey, I'm social. Follow me everywhere at Meeting Malcolmist.
Dover Podcasts and Such.
The most wonderful time of the year. Although, let's be honest, around the holidays, things really add up. But here's the good news. Only at Verizon, you can get a single line for $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while ice skating for two is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. Gifts for your third cousins? Steep. A single line with Verizon? Not so steep. A real tree? Pricey. A single line with Verizon? Less pricey. Flights to see Mima and Pops? Those are up. A $50 per month single line? That's down. Even a trip to the Atlanta Holiday Market will cost you more. But with Verizon, you can switch and bring your phone for just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees. All this to say, during the holiday season, when everything is costing more, you can get more for less right now at a local Verizon store. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.